Good morning. My name is Shruti and I'm your English instructor in Bring Up Education. Today I will be teaching you articles. Now suppose you have to tell a particular idea to some group of people. What you will do? You will communicate them, you will personally go to that person and tell about your idea to that person. What about if you have to convey that particular idea to a bunch of people, or you can say crowd? What will you do? You will simply have to write articles. And today I will tell you the format of writing an article. So let's proceed. Now writing an article is not an easy task. You have to have a thorough knowledge of the topic, a good vocabulary and a creative mind. You have to keep one thing in mind. You have to write a small paragraph of article with a good knowledge and good vocabulary, not fused verb, not unambiguous sentences you have to use. So now I'll tell you few important points that you have to keep in mind while writing an articles, and then followed by it I will tell you the structure of writing an article. So the first point is, you have to be straightforward. You have to write an article in a very straightforward language. You don't have to add literature, you can say poetry effects to it. You have to be very straightforward to it. Second and the most important point is you have to stick to the word limit. Word limit is a very important thing. Generally it is given in your question paper that this to this is the word limit. You have to focus on this and write an article. Third thing is the article is written in third form. So you have to keep in mind that the article is written in third form and you have to keep that in mind and write the article. Now I will tell you about the structure of an article. What is the structure of writing an article? First, we have to write the heading. Now you have to provide a very catchy heading to your article. For example, take the example of newspapers. You read newspapers really? Yes. Now the fact is, you read newspaper headings and then you proceed, then you decide to read the content of it. Now suppose if the heading is not interesting, so no one is going to read your article. So you have to pay more focus on the heading. For example, if you have to write an article on child labor, and we have two headings with us. One is child labor and the second is child labor occurs. Which one is most appealing? Of course the second one. So you have to write such kind of headings, you have to think, and then you have to write in the top of writing the article. The second is the sign off. You have to sign, you can sign it in the last or you can sign it in the beginning. You have to put a dash and then you have to sign. Now when signing, you have to pay focus one thing. Sometimes the writer is given that you are Ramesh or Suresh and you have to write an article. So you have to take that name from there, or sometimes it's not given. So when it is not given, you have to think of and write it on your own. Now the second thing is the main body. Now the main body of the article is also subdivided into three fragments. First is the introduction, second is the main context, and third is the conclusion. Now in the introduction, you have to write some facts, some appealing facts, some attracting facts about that article. When you write them, the user will read the two lines and they'll get attracted. And ultimately they will continue reading your full article, which is very good. In the second para, you have to provide the disadvantages, the advantages of the article that you are going to write. Now the third one is you have to complete your article by providing a conclusion. Now what will be the conclusion? In conclusion, you have to provide your own opinions. Like I have described the whole article about taking facts, figures. Now you have to conclude it by writing your own articles. You have to say that it's the need of the hour that we have to take steps to solve a particular this. So this was the format and this important points about writing an article. Now, I will explain again an article and how to write it with an example. And an example is of child labor. And we'll be reading paragraphs, and the paragraphs will be displayed on your screen, and then you have to see how you have to write the articles. The first para and the starting one is: children of today are the future of tomorrow, and every child has a right to education and to lead a happy and healthy life. Now you can see in these two lines you are provided with a very appealing sentence that children of today are future of tomorrow. That means a child, when our topic is child labor, then we are trying to say that children are very important for our India, our economy, but then too they are forced in child labor. So that's a very two lines are very appealing and they are very perfect for your introduction. Now the second para tells about engaging children in any sort of work inhibits and affects their proper growth. Legislative provisions are formulated to prevent the menace of child labor. But the children from the most deprived sections of the population are forced to earn a pittance to contribute to family work, sacrificing personal development. Then, children started being employed both on farms and factories because they provided a cheap and uncomplaining labor force as against adults. The importance of education for the child was neglected and replaced with the necessity of providing for food and shelter. So you can see in these two para, the writer is trying to explain everything about child labor. What it is, what are the causes of it, and everything is explained in these two paragraphs in a very simple, good vocabulary, good grammar, and everything. Now we will proceed in the last para, and that is the conclusion of it. Therefore, there is a need to look into the problem of child labor from a multi-dimensional aspect to understand and address the same in a society where the parents are guided to understand the value of education for child. This will open up a brighter future for children. So you can see in the last para what happens. This writer is concluding with his own views. So it's very impressive that we are getting the reviews, the things of the writer itself. Thank you. We will meet you in the next chapter.